For this project, we are tasked with the installation of 2 sets of precast staircases and replacing the customer's existing sidewalk with a 100-foot, 4-foot wide concrete walkway. Both sets of the precast staircases need to be installed into an embankment, which means that the staircase will need to retain the dirt of the embankment just like a retaining wall. To start, we'll need to tear up and remove the customer's existing sidewalk and dig out the embankment where I need to install the staircases. I'll start by demoing the customer's existing sidewalk, then dig out all of the dirt needed to be removed for the walkway. For this job, I need to remove about 20 tons of material. When I'm confident I have the entire project dug out to the proper depths, I will rake the dugout area to a fairly level grade. Now we are ready to take the next step. We can start prepping for the concrete walkway. I'll compact the soil I just raked, but won't go any further with the sidewalk prep because I need to address the precast staircases. Each of the precast staircases are extremely heavy structures, which is good news for the retaining function, but we need to build a strong foundation for them to sit level and plumb and stay that way for many years to come without sinking. This will mean 2 5-inch thick concrete pads, 1 pad for each set of precast staircases. Of course, we'll start with the bottom pad. I'll grade the soil to the right height, compact it thoroughly, add about 5 inches of 3/4 inch crushed stone, and compact thoroughly again. This gives me a solid and permeable base to build the formwork for the concrete pad on top of. I'll repeat this process when we are ready for the next pad. When I have the form finished, I can call a concrete company to deliver us the concrete we need. We need to make sure to screed this pad as close to perfectly flat as possible. If I leave any humps in the pad, the staircase will likely rock on the pad after it's installed. Last. First, I will drill holes that allow me to dowel a 5-inch thick rebar 5 inches deep vertically out of the pad. I can then start laying blocks, keeping the vertical rebar inside each block as I lay them, building the wall level and plumb to the height of the next staircase pad. Once the wall is finished, I'll grout the block with the rebar solid with high strength concrete. Building the wall like this ensures superior strength and a great bond between the concrete pad and the block work. Once I finish the first wall, I can then start all over again and begin to prep for the next staircase's pad. With the foot of the upper concrete pad using the previous block retaining wall as support. This ensures that both sets of retaining walls and concrete pads are tied into each other, giving this entire structure superior strength and support, which will of course increase the longevity of the entire structure. When the upper pad is finished, I will repeat the process of building another block retaining wall, building the upper wall the exact same way as I built the lower wall. When both concrete pads are completed and both retaining walls are finished, I can have the precast staircases scheduled to be delivered and installed. Finally, we're on to the extremely long 100-foot by 4-foot wide concrete walkway. I've already removed the sidewalk and removed all the soil. Next step is to install the underground drain pipe. It attaches to the downspouts of the customer's gutter system on their house. It will carry the water to a drain pipe that goes under their driveway and out to the city drainage. We have the soil base compacted and the drain pipes installed. It's time to add the 5 inches of crushed stone to the soil base. A crushed stone base creates a permeable base for the concrete walkway. This is very important to any concrete structure. It helps keep the water away from the bottom of the concrete, which helps the longevity of the walkway. Once we spread all the crushed stone, we can check our heights and then compact the crushed stone thoroughly. So we are prepped and ready to start forming this walkway. Any formwork done needs to be built exactly in the right place the customer wants their new walkway to be. It needs to be exactly at all the right heights. We will start at one end of the walkway and work our way to the other. We'll work our way through the whole walkway, checking and double checking every single form board. making sure everything is exactly where our customer wants the walkway to be and look like. Now we are ready to finally pour the concrete. I always make sure to bring in extra guys to the actual pour. Guys that I consider to be the A-team. Concrete is difficult and it's always tough work, so the more guys you have, the better. We'll start pouring furthest from the street where the concrete truck is parked, then work our way back towards the concrete truck and the street. While we pour, we need to constantly continue to screed the concrete to the top of the forms, occasionally going back to trowel the fresh concrete. Finally, finishing the pour and finishing the final screed. We'll all move on to the finish work. We need to work the entire walkway by troweling it over and over. Establishing the walkway's edges with an edging tool is a very important part of the finish work in any concrete walkway. We work our way back towards the street in the same order we poured the concrete. This is the part of the pour where we are hustling to finish before the concrete gets too hard for us to tool. Finally making it to the finish line, the walkway is finished and looks amazing. We always give the concrete at least 24 hours to cure. After that, we can start stripping the form wood away from the concrete. When we strip the form, we need to be careful not to damage the new walkway. Even though the concrete is cured, it is still soft enough to easily chip and or scratch. When I build any concrete structure, I have to protect it from frost heaves. Any concrete structure can heave and crack, so we always cut up the concrete. This way the walkway is cut up into individual sections that can heave and float over the winters without cracking. Finally finished. Our customer has a beautiful new walkway with a retaining staircase. Connects their doorways to the street or to their driveway. And not only is this project functional, it adds beauty to the customer's home and is built to last for many years to come.